Sorry.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May meeting of the Youth and Education Committee of Community Board 11. The time is now 6:33. Before we begin, let's observe a few ground rules. No one may speak until granted the floor. CB11 members, if they have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand for Zoom, click the participants icon and you will find the raise hand function there. Members should not engage in a back and forth discussion. The chair will recognize the next person to speak. Please keep your questions and comments brief and on topic to the discussion. Members of the public, if you have a question or comment about the subjects on the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. We'll now begin with roll call.
Okay, members, please be reminded, I believe we have 9 committee members total and 5 needed for quorum. Rosa Diaz.
Present.
David Giordano. Yeah, right, John Green. Yeah, Christina Johnson did just sign a qualifying disability form. I don't know if she's present. Christina, are you here? Okay, moving along. Sage Mason.
Present.
Thank you. Jennifer Meyer.
Present.
Thank you. Asher Rodriguez.
Present.
Thank you. Isaac Scott. Present. Russell Schuler.
Present.
Thank you. You have quorum check.
All right. The agenda and the minutes were distributed in advance. If anyone wants to raise their hand to reject either. All right, see no hands, the minutes were, and the agenda were adopted. Does anyone have any announcements before we begin? I want to thank those of you who were there for the Earth Day conference. It was a very good event. We had a lot of schools there, and thank you. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. All right, continue. All right, we're now going to go into our informational updates. Is Dr. Christie on?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you have the floor.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's loud here. And I don't know why my camera is not working. I guess now. Let me see. There we go. Good evening, everyone. I'm wondering, Ash, is it possible if I go in just a second? I want to find a quieter place so you guys can hear me.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, sorry.
Or is there anyone from CC4 on other than?
I'm here. I mean, I know that Rose is here, but I just wanted to say one thing that's really important, and I can share in the chat from the last meeting. But the 3K offers went out tonight, so all of our families with 3K offers should check their email, and they have until June 14th to accept. And if anyone needs a placement, they should feel free to contact me. We have our D4 hiring fair this Friday. And then this month we also have our El Museo del Barrio, and I'll try to upload those things in the chat, the upcoming events.
What date is the El Museo del Barrio?
The 29th.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Dr. De La Cruz? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again, Ash and the team, for coming to our CEC meeting. So thank you.
Is Elizabeth on from CC4
I don't see
or Lacey?
I don't see any of those individuals.
Joanna, no. Okay. Rosa. Please give that.
Yes, thank you. Okay. I know, Dr. Christie already, mentioned the May 17 hiring events, meet and greets at 3 p.m. Also, next month, June, the second Wednesday of June, let me just find it real quick, I apologize. June 12th is our CEC District 4 meeting in PS 171 located in 103rd and 104th and Madison at 6 p.m. Also, District 4 President's Council meeting is at 12 p.m. That's for all PAPTAs, executive boards. And we're also, the coalition of advocates for education is having a rally tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the budget in the steps of City Hall at 9 a.m. If I didn't mention it before, please join if you can. And the East Carlin Community Partnership, we're having a scholarship, $1,000 for high school seniors. We're gonna basically, the email was already sent out. I believe I sent it. If I didn't, I will send it again. Thank you so much, I did, okay? I will recommend all high school seniors, parents, if you're listening, please let your child know. It takes one letter of recommendation, a statement. Let us know why, like, we should provide this scholarship to you, right? It's $1,000, like, no one is gonna give you $1,000, right? So since I am part of the governance team, I'm also able to receive those emails or inquiries. Please let me know. So the Citywide Council on High School is having their town hall with the chancellor on Tuesday, June 4th at 6:30 p.m. in Martin Luther King High School. All parents are welcome at 6:30 p.m. And finally, we're gonna have Manhattan High School President's Council. We're having our PAPTA Empowerment and Resource Fair on June 13th, which is a Thursday at 6 p.m. to encourage all PAPTAs how to support their schools and also their students. We're having parent leaders and elected officials, in person only, and special guests, raffles, refreshments, etc. And that's it. Thank you.
Quick question, the East Harlem Community Partnership Scholarships, in the past, it was for also people in college, did they change it? It's just high school?
Yes, we did. We had to make the hard decision on recently, and we just saw like, we receive a lot of inquiries, right? But some of the applicants were not compliant with all the requirements, and we felt like, oh my gosh, we have to give 5 to adult education and 5 to high school seniors. Overall, we had a consensus that it was, for us at least, it was better to concentrate on high school seniors that want to continue their education, but for next year, we're also looking to continue and do adult education, whoever wants to
That'd be a
continue.
good idea, because there's so many. It should be, just in the future.
Yeah,
Projection.
thank you, I will, thank you.
Any other questions for Rosa? Is there anyone from CEC 5? I don't see anyone from CEC 5.
Isn't the woman who said she wasn't gonna come back?
No, that's not. District Attorney, she said,
Oh,
I see someone's hands up.
Okay, you, Tayari Bird, would you like to recognize?
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but yeah.
Hi, Tiari, can you hear me? You should be able to speak.
She's.
Sorry?
Hi,
Hello?
good evening, everyone. So I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We
My
can
name is
Hear you now, yes, please.
Yes, so my name is Imani Dumbia. I work at, hey Rosa, good to see you. I know you can't see me. I'm here on behalf of myself and my colleague, Tayari Hurd. My name is not Tayari, but I'm using her Zoom link. She will be taking over DOE districts 4, 5, and 6 from me. So we just wanted to kind of formally introduce her. But of course, I'm still here as a resource for you all. I'm just kind of showing her some of the ropes and welcoming her into the space. So we don't have any other updates, just kind of introducing Tayari to you here, and hopefully for the next meeting, we'll be able to be on camera as a panelist. But thank you all for your continued partnership, and we really appreciate it here at the DA's office.
Thank you, Imani. Can you please be sure to send Tayari's professional contact information to the
Yes.
board office, please? Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank you so much, Namani. Good afternoon, you all. My name is Tayari. I'm also online. Thank you all. It's been great to hear about the work that you all do so far, but I will formally introduce myself via email. Thank you all. I'm excited to connect.
You.
All right, thank you. Any youth and education advocacy groups?
Don't have anybody.
All right, so we're gonna continue. All right, so first up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, first up, we have the Afro-Latin Jazz Alliance. Oh, hello.
Hi, my name is Zach O'Farrell, I'm the community liaison with the Afro-Latin Jazz Alliance. We are a nonprofit organization that, we've been working with, music education and performance, all having to do with music, with Afro-Latin roots, for about 17 years now across the city. And we are part of the Kimbali Terrace building that is going to be going up in the NYPD parking lot across the street over here. And I just wanted to come in here today to introduce myself, let you guys know a little bit about the educational work we've done, over the years across the city. And also just, let you know that we're really, hey, this is my associate, Anna. And also just kind of let you know about some of the programs that we already are planning for, when we open up and are, implementing already. And also just, let you know that we are really looking for your feedback and input about what the community needs, what the young people community needs, and how we can best serve those folks. So, we have education programs in all 5 boroughs. We work with kids from little ones from 3, 4, 5 up to teenagers and young adults. And we also have senior center programming, but that's not the youth and education wheelhouse perhaps. Right, we're currently based at the Barbados Art Space on 99th between 2nd and 3rd. And we're between now and when the building opens up, we're looking for opportunities to work with young people in the neighborhood, whether that's one-off workshops or potentially partnerships with schools in the area. We are, of course, we are vendors of the DOE and we're approved vendors in their list of DOE's list of approved vendors. And we've worked with over the years, probably close to 45 or 50 different schools across the city. Again, those are usually ongoing residencies where, we have instrument instruction or larger group instruction with an emphasis on Afro-diasporic musical traditions, rhythms, songs, all that. And when we do open up in the building across the street a few years down the road, one of our goals is really to be that kind of community music school for people. We can offer affordable music education to people of all ages, to young people, kind of filling the niche that the Boys and Girls Harbor, that the closure of the Boys and Girls Harbor, or at least the closure of their store music programs, has left in the neighborhood. Because I grew up in Latin jazz in New York, and that was a very sacred space for young musicians. And the fact that there's nothing like that in the neighborhood now is really sad. So we really want to try and fill that niche and serve the neighborhood as best we can. So I have cards and, I don't need ideas now, we don't have, but, if anything comes up, any opportunities come up to work with young people, if you have any suggestions or requests for programming aimed towards young people in the neighborhood, both several years down the road and for the time being, please, that's what we're here for.
Question, so I'm thinking like we'll have a group of young people all summer for the summer youth program. And you mentioned doing workshops.
Yeah.
Where you guys can do.
Totally. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I also work for Children's Aid Society, for the Dasher. And you talk a lot about schools, but what about CBOs and after-school programs or that kind of?
Yeah, well, a lot of, so it's.
I mean, I know the Harbor program well.
Yeah.
Like the performances they used to do with young people is amazing. Thank you. But again, sometimes schools don't get to do all those things, and, as an after-school program,
Yeah,
you definitely want to offer those alternative kind of,
yeah,
pieces where it's not just dancing or music, it's also project-based learning, right? Because you're talking about culture and that's correct.
yeah,
So we would love to reach out and explore some of those stuff.
yeah, we would love to do that. And, when it comes to working with CBOs, a lot of times when we receive the funding to work with a school, if they have a CBO like Sonic or Canva or,
Yeah.
one of the many of them throughout the city, a lot of times we'll actually wind up kind of collaborating with both entities, the school and that CBO that we're seeing. So, yeah. Yes.
What instruments do you teach?
Okay, we teach piano, bass, guitar, drums, percussion, trumpet, sax, trombone, violin. We do ensembles. We've had some folks a couple of times over the years do kind of music production stuff with the kids. But yeah, so we're trying and we're continually expanding. These are just the instruments we've had the resources to teach.
Do you do woodwind doubling?
Yeah, we need window, we need flutes, we need clarinets, yeah.
I don't know, what I'm just saxophone.
Well, that was a very musically, aware question.
Yeah.
Well, that means, that's like, cause in a big band, typically, the saxophonists need to be able to play some flute and clarinet. So, when we have our community music school here in Barrio, we'd like to be able to develop young musicians in the way that they can do that, right? The idea is, can a young person start out in one of our just kind of general rhythm and melody, Afro-diasporic folkloric workshops, having their first real hands-on exposure to music there, get their interest peaked, pick up an instrument like maybe a saxophone, and then as they get more advanced on the saxophone, it's like, okay, now I have to play this piece of music where I need to play flute for 8 bars. Now I need to learn on flute, and we can offer those good resources to make sure the kids get those training.
So you do jazz rap?
We do jazz, right? Yeah. Yeah, we actually have had a student, who was part of our youth ensembles, the Fat Cats, which are our we call it our pre-professional training ensembles, which students from across the city audition for it. We had a young lady named Nini, who is a fantastic jazz violinist.
Yeah, my younger brother plays violin, he's been playing jazz.
Oh, well, I mean, even while we don't have the space open, if you're looking for a teacher, let me know. I'd be happy to put you in contact.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. Yes.
Anyone?
Well, actually, it's actually an idea that comes from from a radio station in the area. They expose young people to jazz, and it's open to the public. Then adults can come, but they must bring a child with them. And we don't give these adults anything for free.
Christina.
I think you can basically traditional jazz, modern jazz, Afro-Cuban jazz, they have all types of courses within that program.
Well, that's what we wanna have. I mean, when we have our space, we'll have educational spaces as well as a performance space, and we'll have programming running the gamut from initial exposure to the music for people, young people of all ages. To people who want to get really serious and take, advanced private lessons and music theory classes and ensemble training, all that. Yeah.
Jazz theory, I'm gonna assume, not like.
Well, I mean, that's a.
Sorry, this isn't me judging you, I'm just.
No. I mean, my personal philosophy is that, all theory is actually kind of interrelated. A lot of times people say jazz theory, they're taking regular musical theory and they mean the application of it to jazz. And I think that a good foundation of theory, period, will take you very far with whatever you decide to do with it.
German six don't help with jazz.
But they exist with jazz, even if they are called German sixths.
Yeah,
That passing tone is still there.
yeah.
What are you testing?
Like that, I want to, I saw this guy saying I'm a drummer and just shouting out my knowledge as a drummer. Yeah.
He passed on them. He did, I barely passed.
Very impressive.
Anyone else have any questions?
Christina has her hand.
Oh, Christina.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, not feeling well today. I don't know if I missed this, but could you tell me where exactly you are located and what age children your facility is open to?
So we currently have our offices at the art space on 99th Street between Second and Third. But the
Okay.
facilities that I'm referring to aren't yet constructed. We're part of a building project called Timbali Terrace, right here on Park Avenue between 118th and 119th. And when we have our facilities open there, we will be offering a wide range of programs for young people in the neighborhood.
Okay, but what age group are you working with?
All ages.
All
From little kids up until senior citizens and everywhere in between.
Oh, so just everybody in general that wants to learn how to play.
Basically, if you want to learn how to play music, we want to help you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
What about singing?
that too. Yeah, we've had a number of vocal programs at the.
Not for me, for my child.
Might be for me.
Yeah,
Not for me.
no, that's cool, cause I want to be able to sing a hymn.
Well, so one of the reasons I'm here is I want to, and we actually are working on a survey that will start having people from all over the neighborhood fill out, but like, what kind of classes and lessons and programs are people looking for?
Yeah.
Right, what do people want to do? If we started a community choir, would people be interested in signing up for that, right? That's a lower pressure venue in which one can learn how to get comfortable singing, right? Because you're with other people, you don't have to feel exposed to being singing alone, right?
Yeah.
So things like that, like, so if you have anything that you wanted, like, throw ideas at me for an hour, please, just, you have my card, reach out, that's what I'm here for. We're trying to figure out how best can we serve the community from day one when our doors are open.
I shall follow you. Please make contact.
I look forward to it. Yeah.
No, I think it's good. Yeah, there's not many music schools in this area. We used to have Turtle Bay come up here and a few of
Yeah.
the schools, but Turtle Bay closed down, so.
And they weren't even based up here either.
No, I went to Turtle Bay. I know very well, it wasn't.
Yeah. And I also, I've been doing some just research in regards to our business plan, and like I've noticed, like, there's nowhere to buy like a manuscript book of music paper up here.
Oh, no, you can't, yeah.
So like, supplies like that, we want to be filling that niche, and music is an essential universal human language, and so,
Yes.
we're here.
Absolutely.
It's something that it lives inherently in this community and is so vibrantly alive within its people, but there's no official space where people can channel that natural energy and get trained and develop, right?
Well, I think it could also overlap with human services in a way, Isaac, because
Yes,
I used to
yeah.
be a music therapy major, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be, yeah, very heavy on the used to be, as of 10 minutes ago, but yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you for saying that. I'm actually gonna email you about to get into the Human Services Committee.
Oh,
because
lovely.
you mentioned older people, and
Yeah.
that'd be a great place, yeah.
Definitely, yeah, we have program, we've gotten student council monies from, the city, from council members to do programming in public, senior centers, and we do like kind of a weekly interactive concert that where the, you know, the seniors are encouraged to like dance, and sing, and get to know the musicians that are there week after week. You really participated, like, it starts out as a concert, and it kind of, over the course of however many weeks, and it kind of shifts into like a, kind of a party. But, you know, yeah, yes.
Alright, I'm only gonna reference these programs just because these are the programs that I was familiar with, but Turtle Bay had the Saturday Music Project. Are you familiar with that?
No, but
It was for lower income kids to come and get free music lessons. It was a 4-year program.
great.
Are you thinking of doing something like that on
Yeah.
Saturdays? Cause parents are looking for stuff for their kids to do on
That
Saturdays.
is what we're looking for, but, I would say the difference for us is that, you know, in a lot of programs like that, or like the MAP program at Juilliard. You'll
I was in
find,
the math program.
but, what I found is in a lot of those programs, the kids who are there getting the free classes aren't on the same track as the kids whose families are paying for classes necessarily. So we don't wanna have that distinction. We wanna make it, instead of saying that there's one program that's free for the underprivileged kids and one program people pay for, it's more that the underprivileged kids will be getting a scholarship.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Turtle Bay program is.
Okay, great.
That's what the Turtle Bay program was. It was like the starting point. And, but math, yeah.
Math keeps.
We know math and free college.
And
are on
that's
different
not
levels.
to disparage math, because I have a number of friends who started out in the math program at Juilliard and then
Yeah.
transitioned into the formal pre-college and then have, you know, gone on to
Yeah.
have fantastic careers as musicians. But I always, personally, I have, I am made uneasy when you take the kids who don't have resources and keep them separate from the kids that do, because everyone gets a richer experience. Everyone gets a richer experience if we're all in together, but B, you're kind of, it's the same reason why I'm morally opposed to private school before the university level, right? There's an inherent segregation, which implies an inherent difference of quality. You know, and that's what we don't wanna have.
Well, I appreciate that, yes,
Yeah.
because as a graduate of the math program, I know what you're talking about. So. Anyways.
Did you mention by any chance, like internship or volunteer programs?
I didn't, but,
Right,
you know,
is that
that's-
something that's in,
Yeah, I mean, you know, well, I mean, just in terms of interns, we have interns already and ones, and, you know, it's something that we can definitely factor into how we do, you know, as we start developing programs, as we figure out what we want that stuff to look like down the line.
excellent,
And
and,
we partnered with Exploring the Arts, you know, that internship program for high schoolers.
Oh, yeah,
We've partnered with them for, whoosh, I want to say probably like close to probably getting on 10, at least 10 years now. I was having.
this might be a very specific question.
Yeah.
Did you ever do something with Celia Cruz High School?
You know, it's funny, we've never done anything with them. I've gone and done work and done.
Okay,
workshop
that's
with
why I
them
thought I
before.
recognized you. It took me a minute, sorry,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
That's hilarious. And actually, we've had at least 3, if not 4 or 5 interns from Celia Cruz High School through Exploring the Arts.
Yeah.
In fact, our current intern is at Celia Cruz High School student. Yeah.
Oh, I know John.
You know
Yeah,
John?
I was, sorry, the band with John.
Oh, that's my boy, man.
Yeah,
Dujon's super cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
and how long, or at least what time do you guys anticipate to run your space until, like on weekdays, weeknights and so forth?
It kind of depends on, that end kind of depends on, you know, the concert schedule, right? I would expect, educational programs would probably finish, like, I would say 8 o'clock would be the late end.
Mhm.
You know, maybe like an ensemble of older, more advanced kids would finish rehearsal at 8, right? Little kids would probably get it done there 5 or 6.
Okay.
But if we have concerts in the space, that could be finishing up, you know, 10 o'clock, maybe 11 if they're really long-winded, or if people wanna keep hanging afterwards, cause you know, we are planning on having a bar in the space as well.
That's good, okay,
I mean, a music venue without a bar is
right, would be
unavailable.
a waste of. No, the main concern is that, you know, Park Avenue pretty much dies like after
Yeah.
a certain time period, so.
Well,
You know, right.
that's actually one of the things we're taking into account as we develop programs, is we want it to be vibrant throughout, not only in the afternoon, but during the day, having adult programs, we'll have a cafe there that will be open throughout the day. And, you know, with concerts, we wanna maintain the space. I mean, the goal is, can we have activity going on there 7 days a week? Right. Okay. So.
Yeah, you understand after music performances, you're gonna end up there for like a good like 2 hours.
Oh,
Yeah, easy, yeah. Anyone else?
You know,
I know, and you don't understand, I have to like allot like 2 hours after every performance.
yeah, no, my wife understands that what time the gig ends has very little bearing on the time I get home. So. Yeah.
Any other questions? No. All right, thank you again,
Thank
be
you.
in touch.
And good luck.
Thank you.
To the site, I know, presented that full board with the whole project.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
We're very excited about it. We're very excited that it is moving forward and things are looking good.
It's always nice to hear you talk with passion.
Thank you.
So we're excited to keep talking to the community board, right? And we don't wanna be one of those groups that just goes to the community board when you need some paper to say like you're allowed to do the thing. We wanna be in dialogue with folks and really speak to the needs of the community,
Yeah.
like that, so that makes sense.
So I'll just add this, what I used to check. So although we're youth, we're also education.
Yeah.
Education is ageless.
Ageless.
So like we intend to see that's
Great.
part of this as well as all, you know, opportunities for adult education. That's what it is.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, you know, we fully anticipate having a whole suite of adult education options, whether that's ensembles for adults that already play some,
Mhm.
you know, daytime dance classes, even like, you know, even like wellness classes during the day, you know, even like Zumba or something, you know?
Well, as you see in the summer, you know, Dolly Diaz provides the music on Wednesday nights. And it's packed, you know.
I mentioned Charlie, that's someone that we need to.
Yeah, because he's always trying to keep the culture alive on different levels. He has,
Right.
you know, that little studio in Tiny in the Towers
Mhm.
where he features artists and has some stuff to sell, foods and costumes and
Yeah.
stuff, so.
All right, well, please continue, thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are we dismissed?
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome to stay.
I don't know.
I'm sorry,
I heard something about a Knicks game going on. I said, don't say that. You know what, you better off staying here. See, man, why you gonna say that?
I'm gone, I'm waiting for my grade, waiting for my jury grade.
Well, you know, I'll say this, my mother was also a pianist, she grew up in this home. Went to Juilliard, you know, and became a social worker and a nurse. And I tried instruments and I just could never turn it over, but I became a DJ. So, you know, I take other people's music and tear it up.
I see you have thoughts about that.
So we're teaching young and here the other sound system.
I'm not saying anything. It's just tempo's a tempo for a reason.
Yes.
Alright.
And then just real quick before we move on, you know, we're not really supposed to be using the chat. Dr. Cruz is saying that they have certified teachers of the arts in the majority of their schools, so I'll be happy to share her contact information.
Yeah, actually, I think one of our board members has been trying to put me in touch with Dr.
Okay, so
So,
we'll work on that tomorrow.
Yeah, we can help make that finish.
great, wonderful, thank you so much. Hey, thank you so much for letting us come here.
Dr. Delacour.
Sorry, I just did, that's what I'm saying. I literally just did. But you said to email you, so I just.
Wonderful, thank you, I love it.
She's.
You already you took care of it, Wilson?
I did, I also included you in the email.
Oh, awesome.
Anyway, so we're gonna, the 3K seats. The one thing about that is Dr. Christie said the letters just went out. I feel like we should wait we should probably wait till next month to see how many actually get filled.
Sure, no
If
problem.
that, is anyone against that? Thank you.
And I also have not been able to compile any data for the non-public 3K seats, so I'll need some more time with that for sure, so we can make some.
Just curiosity, I know sometimes there are a lot of churches that also, daycare programs and not necessarily those are known outside of the church community. But, it's another resource that I think sometimes is untapped and may explain why maybe we're not filling all our seats,
Right. Right, so, it would be our job as the committee to identify those gaps and, why we're not meeting those metrics.
What I found was interesting, is when we closed the East Home Center, we were having challenges filling the free Head Start slots. Except across the street was a private early childhood program, charging $2,500, seats to be full. So, it also talks about how our community may be changing, and people may be looking for different childcare resources than what has been
Right.
inundated in this community in the past, because for us to use unused seats, my fear is that then we lose them, and I don't get them back, when we may still have needs.
Right, so that's a concern, because Eric Adams he mentioned that, very recently, notifying that 3K seats, public seats are, have an excessive vacancies, and that of course is like, we know if you don't use the public funds, you use the public funds. Dr. Cruz,
Again, a lot of it really determines what school seats is childcare after 2:30, 3 o'clock. And people may not be able, because I work a job where if I take off to pick up my child, I'm not earning my check, right? So I have to find other resources that, although may not be free, may meet my needs more. And that's been a big thing, the 3K seats and after school program, like
And after school programs go until 6, most of them, but even then, you still got some kids there at like 6:30.
But private daycares go up to 6, right? And on certain daycare programs, do go up to 6, Head Start doesn't. See, these are the various federal funding and city funding, but if we have seats in this district that are not being used, that's money that's being lost to this community.
But also, could that be an indicator if we have parents in the community that does not see that public school 3K, where will they enroll their children? Would that impact the population of the schools over time? That's how they close down schools when they don't have enough population.
Right, and after COVID, there was a lot of decrease in attendance and enrollment in schools in the city. They've not gotten back up to it. I know when I first went into PS72, it was 700 and change students. Right now, we're operating.
800.
Well, when we moved in, it was 7 and change. And now they're operating at close to 500, 460, right?
490.
So we should keep an eye on that, because that's projecting long term.
And that's money, your enrollment is money.
Is that because people are moving to charter schools or families are moving out?
Combination of both.
Yeah.
It's not even just charter schools, it's like some parents homeschooled their kids during the pandemic and now they kept their kids home.
Or more. So I'm staying focused on what's not happening now with 3K. What we're talking about now, because that's not a healthy pool to rise up to come into our students. That means over the time, our schools will be able to lose them.
Dr. Cruz has her hand raised, and
Yeah.
Dr. Cruz, please go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to just give some recent information, and we should have more information coming through district planning. So some information that I think is pretty fascinating is the number of residents in East Harlem has actually decreased significantly. Just the number of children going to school in East Harlem. Even right now, a lot of our students do not actually reside in East Harlem. Only 58% actually live in the zip codes 10029 and 10035. And that's for a multitude of reasons. Sometimes families are moving. We have a larger students in temporary housing. So sometimes they have to move to different transitional housing. And so there's just a lot of factors. And then when looking at numbers of schools, you have to be very mindful of which data reports you're looking at and which attendance registers, because a lot of times they do not include 3K and pre-K students, like in our ATS systems. And so I just want us to just be mindful of all those things. I mean, there will be a CEC meeting. Rosa can probably tell you where we have to go over. The district planning team will come in and they will share all this information. But like the charter schools numbers, they have decreased. So we can't even say in East Harlem, like it might have been the story before that we could say that, well, the children are going to charter schools. It's actually been that we can tell you where the students are going and where they go for high schools. So for example, for our community, just in District 4, and this is just like a geographical issue, in Manhattan, there are 121 high schools. I think it's over 70 of them are in District 2. So when you look at this data report, it's going to show that all the kids of District 4 are leaving for high schools, but that's because there aren't actually that many high schools in District 4. And so I just really want to encourage all of us when looking at any of these data sets or numbers to really think about the multitude of factors, which I know you guys are doing with just with the 3K and pre-K programs. We have in some of our Head Start programs, they look just like what's in our schools, but they go from 8 to 6 p.m. right? And so like that's why we have written grants to get more after school programs in our schools to make it more desirable for families. Now I will say for some parents, if they like, for example, some parents really want to get into Patrick Henry Prep, right? So they might say, you know what, if I can get in 3K, I just want to get in there. And they also have Springboard, which is a partnership to provide after school. So we're trying to expand the 3K after school programs to more families, because that has been the majority of our families in District 4 are working. Like right now, I think it's 85% are renters, 15% are homeowners. Like there's just and I know you guys know a lot of this, but there's just a lot of factors going on right now within the community that impact enrollment, our numbers, gentrification, you know, who's moving in, where are they sending their students. And so we are, as a district, I'm visiting schools. I'm going to bilingual. We even have bilingual Head Start schools, so telling them more about our 8 bilingual programs. And so, yeah. Anyway, but we have actually the thing that a lot of you hear different things in the media. For us, the newest New Yorkers have been one of the biggest blessings because they've actually filled up our bilingual spots. So that's why some of our numbers have decreased, because they're being bussed in from like they are living in District 2 geographically and they're being bussed in. And so that like has shifted some of our data points as well. But right now, as of from last year to this year, we have a 10.9% increase overall in the district with our schools. When I first started this position, we had 8 schools with under 200 students. Now we only have 1. All of our schools have definitely surpassed that. So the only school that we have with less than 200 is CPE1, which they're on 1 floor in a building anyway. But anyway, I just wanted to give some additional information and context. And when we have that CEC meeting, or when I get those documents, once they've been shared with the public, I will gladly share. And you guys know you can contact me anytime with any of the public facing information and documents.
Christy, I just want to ask a quick question. So, you know, we've been advocating for a long time for the 3K and 4K to go up to 6 o'clock. You're seeking private funding and trying to get that? Because the city like ignores us. You know.
So we have to get grants and other funding for that. They don't provide after school for 3K and pre-K. All the DYCD in the community schools, it starts with kindergarten.
Yeah, no, we've been trying to advocate for years. And you know, we used to take pre-K into the after school, and then they stopped it. They said legally we can't, because again, the regulations are different. for ages, in the care.
So what Springboard does, and this is the other challenge, is Springboard, they work around it by having our teachers, they hire the teachers within the building. So we have to get teachers who are willing to work after school, which is another, I mean, and this is just something that we faced and we learned in the pandemic, is that it's really hard to find people that either have time, like sometimes I just know that we learned in the pandemic that having money wasn't even the answer sometimes. Finding the people and the personnel was really hard to find certified teachers who would work after hours. And that's the same case that I know a lot of our school leaders are finding, is that either people have personal commitments or they're just exhausted, but they're like, I can't work on, I can't work on the weekends. I can't extend beyond. And so finding people has been another challenge, which is why we're having the hiring event. And we're doing it, and you are all welcome to come. We're calling it a hiring fair and meet and greet, because we want people to know when they come to East Harlem, it's more than just their school, it's a community. We work together. Like last year we did it for the first time, really having like a think tank and involving people. So like there'll be a certification table from the U of T if people want to know like what they need to like teach in certain areas. We had food and services, but it's going to be a time we have a lot of candidates coming out. And so feel free. I think I've emailed it. Some of you should have the flyer, but you're all welcome to stop by, even if it's for a second, to check it out. I'll be there. My whole team will be there just to meet and greet. And we also have a lot of people that I know want to work in District 4. And so trying to recruit and retain.
Yes. We've been reaching.
What time is it at again?
It's at 3:00 this Friday from 3 to 5. And you might ask, why a Friday? I was skeptical last year, I have to admit. But we have a lot of principals and or team members who are adjunct professors, and they share that there aren't any classes on Friday. And so for our people in grad school or in undergrad, Fridays you tend to not have classes. And so it did work. We had a lot more people come right at 3:00.
I will not be able to be there, but I wish you a very good event.
Okay, I will keep you. Hopefully Dr. Hernandez can tell you that he hired a lot of people there. Last year, so many of our principals said it was their best hiring event and they filled a lot of their vacancies. Right now, we have 30 vacancies. The majority of them are in special ed, then E&L and dual language. And so I have my team setting up tables. We'll be interviewing people to try to fill up the vacancies. That's the goal.
All right, thank you, Dr. Christie. So, yeah, I think we should wait to see any more data we could get on this and just push it to next month. Because when do people have to accept the offers for 3K, Dr. Christie, again?
June 14th.
So when is our next meeting? Hold on.
We're right before that.
Yeah.
But at
June
that,
11th.
at that point, yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, and then of course.
It's good. Yeah, we'll have some data by then. All right. Continuing. All right, old business, El Barrio Charter School for International Culture and the Arts. Letter of support. I saw Ruth was on. Is there something you want to say, Ruth, before we vote on this?
One, I'm not really sure why my camera's not working. I'm really sorry about that. I should have tested it on this new phone. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much for just allowing me the opportunity to meet and express our mission and vision. And I appreciate you taking the time to consider us for this letter of support.
All right, I'll entertain a motion. Is there any questions?
Did they present?
They
Yes,
came
they did.
twice,
They
they
came twice.
presented,
They came like,
Announced.
yeah,
yeah.
no reason to delay this any longer,
Any
in my
questions?
opinion.
Questions?
All right, I'll entertain a motion. John,
Excuse me. I'm not good with expressing it, but I would like to make a motion to approve a letter of support for the Alvaro Charter School for International Culture and the Arts.
Second.
all right, Lee, could you read the roll?
Sure. Okay, members, so I originally said there are 9 committee members. That was a mistake. There are 10 total committee members, 6 are needed for quorum, and 6 are needed for this vote to pass.
We have, I thought it was 9.
Well, that's a 2, but I'm doing a count right now. We have 10 members.
Awesome.
Rosa, David, John Green, Christina Johnson, Sage Mason, Jennifer Meyer, Asher, Isaac, and Russell.
Okay,
The 2 members we no longer have are Annie Hansen and Curran Cowser.
okay,
Okay, so yeah, 6 are needed for the motion made by John Green. Rosa Diaz,
Yes.
David Giordano,
Yes.
John Green,
Aye.
Christina Johnson,
Yes.
thank you, Sage Mason,
Yes.
Jennifer Meyer,
Yes.
Asher Rodriguez,
yes,
Isaac Scott,
Yes.
Russell Schuler.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
all right. So, thank you so much for bearing with us. You came a few times, appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I am so looking forward to building with you.
My only suggestion is maybe come to full board, because we're gonna be voting on it also in full board, so just 3 minutes
be
on,
there.
just brief little, introduce yourself.
Have you presented to the full board or just to the committee?
Just to the committee.
This committee, only now that it's been passed through the committee, now it's to be ratified at full board, so she'll be coming
Yeah.
for them. Okay,
I'll
thank
see
you.
at full board meeting. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you, Ruth.
Yes, we'll keep you informed on the meeting dates and everything, okay?
You have a great evening.
You too. Thank you, Ruth.
Didn't get out early today. Any new business?
I have, if anybody doesn't have
Oh.
any business,
Oh,
Yeah, please.
it's really quick.
David's new business is the next game, apparently.
Oh, no, it's really quick, but Asher and David, you know about this. Karis Hawkins, who represents the New York Junior League, she came here earlier. She did reach out a couple of weeks ago in terms of a CB11 and NYJL touch point. And I'll just read the email for you really quick. I hope this email finds you well. My subcommittee is developing our strategic plan, for the next NYJL year. We want to continue building a relationship with CB11 and consider the community's priorities as we develop our objectives. Would you have time, myself, over the next few weeks for a quick call? She's hoping to understand if we have any feedback for NYJL. What do we find to be the most effective when organizations reach out to us as a community board? And is there any programming that the community is interested? So I'm supposed to be speaking with her this Friday. I'm hoping that I can forward these questions to you guys, so maybe you guys might have anything that I can bring to her, because I don't want to go there and fumble anything on you.
I would like to join that call.
Yeah, what time?
What
Okay,
time?
perfect. Okay, so let me just
I'm checking one.
give you that right now. She forwarded an invitation, but I'll make sure you guys
Yeah.
get it back, but it's for Friday, this Friday, May 17th, 3 PM to 3:30 PM.
Oh. David,
Is that not good?
3 what?
I'm
Ash won't be able to, but I could probably join.
We can also reschedule. That was just the
if it
first.
was just
Yeah.
at like 2, that would be
If
perfect.
it's harder for Ash to join anything between 3 and 6.
We could
Yeah, I'm
reschedule.
iffy, but.
We could reschedule this. No, that's no problem. to
Maybe 2
reschedule.
o'clock, if
Sure.
we can.
Sure.
If not Friday, maybe Monday.
Sure, no, that's no problem at all. Okay, so just wanted to put that to your attention before I speak with her and, get the committee.
Yeah, I think they, if they're looking to provide other opportunities or maybe expand some of what they do in their after-school program, particularly girls, I think they.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll be sure to ask her for a reschedule, and then we'll work on that for this week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Cleve.
No problem.
All right, continuing, any other new business? Or in the next game? Don't care about sports. I don't care about sports.
Is that?
Yeah.
Alright, next.
I know the camera was a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, it's overnight playoffs. WNBA.
They haven't started.
But tonight's opening night.
Oh, tonight?
All right, roll call.
All right.
Let's get you guys out, right? Rosa Diaz,
Yeah, I mean, present.
thank you. David Giordano,
Red.
John Green.
Here.
Christina Johnson.
Here.
Thank you, Christina. Sage Mason.
Present.
Jennifer Meyer.
Present.
Ashley Rodriguez.
Present.
Isaac Scott. Russell Shore.
Oh, that's even nicer.
Mr. Brown. Excellent.
Change my.
Yeah, I got it, didn't get it.
Please, for the public. No, why? No, no.
But I do.
Um,
You know, that's funny. When I say Asher.